Hello. Hello, everyone. I believe that I've managed to overcome technology this morning and come live to you on the Be Healthy Together Facebook page. So here we are, about to practice a seated yoga session together. So I'll just give it a few minutes for people to find me here on the page and check in and grab a seat. I have an ordinary chair, ordinary kitchen chair. Doesn't have arms, which is best so that you can do movements without being constrained by arms in your chair. But if you're seated in an armchair, then don't worry. We'll make it work. It's not a problem. But come to your chair and sit fairly upright, comfortably in the chair. We're each of us in our own homes this morning, and welcome to you wherever you are. Or if you're watching this on a catch-up later on, then welcome to you too. So wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, I hope that you have a good yoga session with me. I'm going to be doing a very gentle seated class, which is suitable for anybody. So if you're in a wheelchair, you're welcome to join us too. No standing up through the whole of this class. That doesn't necessarily mean that it won't be challenging for you. And since each of us is an individual and our bodies are unique to us, we just need to be mindful of that and listen to our own individual body's needs. So if you are working with any specific issues or injuries, then go kindly to yourself and take rest when you need it, and listening to your body, perhaps adapt a few of the poses for yourself. We don't ever want to go into a place of pain in our movements and our stretches, so just be mindful of that as we practice together. So we're going to come to a seated position in your chair. If you look down, take a look down at your legs, and if your thighs are tipping down towards the ground, your knees are lower than your hips, grab a block, as I have done, or a big book or a pile of books, and just something that you can place your feet flat on the ground in front of you. If your knees are higher than your hips, you've probably got super long legs or a very low chair, don't worry. Perhaps grab a cushion or a folded up blanket, something stable to sit on, just to raise your hips, so that your thighs are roughly parallel to the ground beneath you. And then sit, if you're able to, with your back just a little way away from the back of the chair. I like to sit quite far forward in my chair, otherwise I have this tendency to just kind of slump down, as we all generally do at some point or another. So sitting forward in the chair and holding yourself upright, giving yourself as much space to breathe as you can in this central part of your body where your lungs are ready to expand every time you take a breath in. And then let's come into a calm place. So the class this morning is really about having a good stretch through the whole body, but also finding a little bit of space and calm and being present in this moment. So we spend so much of our lives, don't we, with lists of things to do, or worrying about the past, planning ahead, and none of that is necessarily a bad thing. But it's good every once in a while to really come into the present moment and try and set aside all of those to-do lists and plans for the future, and anything that you're holding on to or worrying about perhaps that has already happened. So you might like to just close down your eyes at the very beginning of this practice. Or if if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then just lower your gaze down to the ground and have a softly unfocused gaze. I'm just going to check any comments that are coming in, just to make sure that we're all okay. Yeah. Lovely. So if you're joining us and you want to send a comment either just now or towards the end of the class, that's fine. It'd be nice to know that you're joining us for this practice. But yeah, with your eyes closed or your gaze just softly unfocused, come into that slightly more inward place. Perhaps notice if there are things that you came into this session thinking about or worrying about or planning. And then acknowledge that and try and set them to one side for the next wee while so that we can be really present in the here and now in this class together. And then notice how you feel physically sitting in your chair. So you might be feeling really tired as you start this class. You might be feeling very energized and excited. Perhaps this is your first time doing a yoga class, in which case, special welcome to you. But just notice that. So we're not here to judge ourselves for how we're feeling. We are just going to notice that. Perhaps you feel somewhere in between of feeling very tired or energized. If you have any particular injuries or aches and pains, then notice that too, and just make a mindful note to yourself to take care of yourself through this practice. So as I'm not with you and I don't know each of you individually, I can't respond to your individual needs, so you'll need to do that for yourself. Just taking a rest when you feel you need it and never pushing yourself beyond what feels uncomfortable into a place of pain. So some of what we do when we exercise, whether that's a fast kind of heart racing workout or a slow stretching workout, some of that may feel uncomfortable. That's not a bad thing, but what we don't want to do is cause ourselves any pain and injury. So be mindful of that. And then bring your attention to your breath as you sit here. So noticing if you are breathing rapidly or slowly. Noticing where the air comes into your body. If you're able to this morning, then breathe in and out through your nose. Helping that inner focus and keeping your energy that your breath creates in your body, just keeping that inside your body by breathing through your nose. Perhaps a little bit different to some other exercise classes that you might do. Noticing if you're breathing up here in your chest. Sometimes when we're super anxious or we've rushed to get somewhere, we breathe quite high up, almost around our collarbone. So notice that and see if you can send your breath a little deeper into this abdominal part of your body. So as our lungs expand with every breath that we take in, our diaphragm, which holds our lungs, drops down and our lungs expand to fill that space. If we relax our belly, the opposite of what we often do is this is a place of holding onto tension, isn't it? Trying to hold our stomach in, maybe to look good or just through nerves or habit. But let's try and consciously relax that part of our body now. You might like to bring both your hands, as I have done, onto that low part of your abdominal area. And with every breath, notice if you feel anything at all. If you don't worry, you're still breathing. But see if you can detect any movement at all as you breathe in. Perhaps an expansion of that belly as your diaphragm drops. Your abdomen expands to take that space. And as you breathe out, perhaps it draws back in. You can feel it drawing back in. And then towards the end of your exhale, perhaps even consciously draw it back in. By that I mean drawing the tummy button in a little bit. Almost as if you were drawing it back towards the back of your spine. Just to finish off that exhale, pushing any stale air out of your lungs as you do that. As you breathe in, relax that tummy area again. Allow it to fill up, allow the diaphragm to drop, your lungs to expand. Lovely. And then let's cross our hands over and bring them to the outside, the side ribs here. So just crossing over the front comfortably, so not straining the shoulders forward. Just relax them on the side of the upper abdominal area. So that's our chest, a little bit higher up here. And then as you breathe in, notice if you feel any movement there. Perhaps you can even feel your side ribs expanding as you breathe in. And then coming back towards each other in as you breathe out. Notice if you're holding lots of tension in your shoulders as you breathe like this as well, especially as you crossing your arms here. And just try and consciously relax your shoulders a little. A couple more breaths like that, feeling those side ribs. Lovely. And then relax the hands into the lap. And we're going to breathe into this space right up at the top of the body here, so this is our chest. We might be able to feel an expansion of the chest, perhaps a slight rising of the shoulders, although it's good to just not allow them to come right up towards the ears at the moment. I feel like rather that expansion widthways and out from in your chest. If you want to, you can bring one hand to the chest, perhaps one hand to the belly. Try and hold the belly still this time as you rather expand the chest as you breathe in. And take a good few breaths like that, making your breath a little deeper now. Perhaps counting in your breath for a count of 3 or 4. And then counting back out as you breathe out for the same count. If you're feeling very anxious at the moment or you suffer from anxiety, try making that exhale just a little bit longer than the inhale. Having that effect of calming down the parasympathetic nervous system. Talked a little bit about that last week. That rest and digest part of your nervous system rather than the fight or flight side of it all. Lovely. Relax your hands in your lap. With your next inhale, do bring your shoulders right up to your ears. And then with your exhale, release them. Just relax the shoulders. Let them drop down away from you as you breathe out. Another couple of those breaths. Inhale, draw the shoulders right up towards the ears. Exhale, sigh out. Open the lips. Drop the shoulders. Feel a release of tension once more as you breathe in. Big sigh out and relax the shoulders. Lovely. We'll take a couple of circles with the arms. So if you bring your arms down alongside your body, palms face forward, just to release any more tension in the shoulders. As you breathe in this time, send the arms out wide and up overhead. And then as you exhale again, just back the other way. Send them wide out and back down, palms face forward. A couple of those. Inhale. And exhale, arms wide and out. Once more, inhale. This time join the palms together at the top as you exhale. Bring the palms together down in front of you and finish with the palms pressing lightly together here. A big breath in and a sigh out. Lovely, and then release hands to the lap. We're going to begin our stretching this today from the feet upwards through the whole body. So raising one foot out in front of you. And if you have shoes on here, you might just want to take a moment to take them off. You can be really brave, as I'm not being this morning, and take your socks off too if you like. Just really feel the ground beneath your feet. But otherwise, just take some slow circles with the ankle there. So really feeling into that ankle joint. And if you suffer from any fluid build-up in the ankles, swollen ankles or arthritis, it's just a really good exercise to do to keep that joint moving. But connect it to your breath, everybody. So look down at your foot. Bring that internal focus towards yourself, the joint that's moving, but also to your breath. So keep your slow, steady breath now going. Sending the breath deep down into the abdomen. Slow that rolling down and go back the other way. So take a few circles back the other way. You can involve the toes in this as well, just really flexing them. And then relax that leg. You might notice a bit of tension built up in that leg. So let's just give that thigh, that hip, the knee there, a massage around the front of the knee, the back of the knee, the thigh, and that hip. And then we'll do that on the other side. So pointing that other foot out away from you, starting to take some slow, smooth circles, connecting it to your breath. Every breath out, I'd love for you to feel this release of tension as you breathe out. Remind your shoulders to relax. Just a little drawing in of that lower abdomen if you can at the end of the exhale. Lovely. Slow that down. Let's take a few circles back the other way. If you can feel it in your hip, your leg, maybe your quad here at the top of your thigh. Don't worry, it won't last forever. Focus on your breath when you feel that discomfort, and then release that leg. Have a good massage of that thigh, the knee there, around the back of the knee, back of the thigh, and then up into the hip. Lovely. So stretching out that first leg, bring the heel down to the ground and flex the toes up towards you. Sitting up really nice and straight in your chair this time. Just have your hands relaxed, but you can bring them both to that folded leg. Pushing the heel away from you and drawing the toes up towards yourself. And notice where you feel this stretch in your leg. Keep those lovely deep breaths going. Relax the shoulders on the exhale. Perhaps on your next exhale, you might want to try leaning forward a little bit, just with a flat back. If your heel goes away from you a little, don't worry about that. But notice if that intensifies the stretch in your leg. Keep your steady breath going. So that's where your focus of attention should be, and look down at your foot. Lovely. Inhale, bring that leg back in towards yourself, and we'll stretch the other opposite leg out. So the heel down away from you, that leg straightening down, the toes flexing up towards you. Your other foot flat on the ground, bring both hands to the top of that bent leg. Sit up really nice and straight here. You can begin to draw these abdominal muscles in, especially at the end of that exhale. If you enjoy that stretch, then a little lean forward from the hips with a flat back. Just making that stretch down the back of that straight leg a little bit deeper. We'll take 3 more quiet breaths together here. Lovely. On your next inhale, draw yourself back up to sitting and bring that leg in towards you. Take a few side to side wobbles with the knees, just releasing any tension there through the legs and the hips. Well done. And then we're going to lean our top of our back against the chair, but keep your hips slightly forward so the back is now supported by the chair. And then raising one leg, whole leg up in front of us, point the toes away from you. We're going to take some small circles. Warming up into the hip joint here. Now keep breathing as you do this. When you're concentrating on something, it's so easy, isn't it, to stop breathing altogether. But don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Try and breathe as deeply and smoothly as you can here. Maybe increasing the size of these circles. Really feeling into that hip joint, that's it. Slow it down, take 6 big circles back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6, that's it. Release the leg. Oh, take a big breath in. The sigh out. Lovely, and we'll do that with the other leg. So pointing the toes away from you, take some small circles in one direction. Just warming this up, you might feel your core muscles begin to work as well, and you can intentionally firm up that abdomen now as you breathe. Lovely, keep going, keep breathing. You can make these circles slightly slower and bigger if you want that extra challenge here. You're really feeling it. We're going to slow it down and take 6 back in the other direction. 2, 3, 4, just 2 more, 5, 1 more, 6, that's it. Release that for a big breath in and a sigh out. Come to sitting up straight. Let's take some of those side to side, tension releasing wobbles with our knees there. Lovely. And then come to sitting just up straight at the front of your chair. We're going to bring a bit of movement into our spine now with our cat-cow. So we have several different parts to our spine. We have a natural curve in our spine. We want to encourage that, but we want to encourage our vertebrae to move as separately as we can here. So begin, let's break this movement down a little bit this morning. We're going to begin by just tipping the pelvis, so this part right at the base of your spine. Never mind the rest of your spine, don't get your shoulders involved yet, or even the middle of your spine if you can help it. Just very gently tipping the pelvis forward and back. You might enjoy this movement if you have a lower back pain. It's still okay to do this unless you're experiencing severe pain or you have a specific spinal issue that I can't know about, but you probably certainly do. Just go easy. But this is a gentle movement. We're just tipping the pelvis, and then we're going to increase that to kind of roll it up the back. As we breathe in, we can then connect it to our breath. We come forward, we open our chest, our pelvis is tilting forward. And then you can even open your arms, open the chest and look up. Almost inviting a back bend here as we sit really up nice and straight. And as we breathe out, we're going to tip that pelvis back. The front of the pelvis lifts up. Tips back, you'll feel that as you round out through your back. Bring your arms forward, you can even cross them over, kind of wrap them into yourself and drop your chin to your chest. And then we'll keep going with that movement, connecting it to our breath every inhale, every exhale. And make this movement as big or as small as you want to, really, suits your spine. If it doesn't suit you to involve your arms, then don't feel that you have to do that. You can leave your hands on your lap and just gently continue with the tilting the pelvis, dropping the chin on your exhale, lifting the chin on that inhale to sit up nice and straight, opening this space between the shoulders at the front of the body. closing it down as you breathe out. So don't forget, as you breathe out here, when we're rounding out through the spine, dropping our chin, draw the tummy button in right towards the back of the spine there. That's it. Inhale and exhale. So notice how this is feeling for your spine. Make any adaptations that you need to not feel pain as you're doing this. Make it as gentle as you need to. The next time you exhale, you finish that exhale, clasp your hands in front of you and stretch them out ahead of you. Make that space between your shoulder blades at the back of your body as big as you can, as wide as you can. And then send the next couple of breaths there. So imagine that your breath is traveling to that space in the back of your body. Draw your tummy button in. Make that space at the back of the body as big as you can. Lovely. And then release your hands, come gently to sitting up straight. Either take hold of the back of your chair here or clasp your hands behind you. So from the side, if you have your hands clasped, you can pull them down and even away from your body if you have space at the back of your chair, or take hold of either side of your chair here. If you're in a wheelchair with arms, you can take hold, you can put your arms outside of those arms and just hold onto the side of your chair. And then inhale, open that space at the front of the body this time, the chest opening. Lift the chin, just look up ahead of you. Keep the tummy muscles engaged a little bit here too, so you straighten through the spine. Invite a gentle back bend even into that spine as you lean forward. Lovely. Exhale, come to sitting up straight. Release your hands back into your lap. And we'll take a twist around to each side here, so sitting up nice and straight. As we exhale, turn to the left. Bring that right hand to the outside of the leg. The left hand can come to the back of the chair, or if that feels too intense, just release both hands down to that left leg. For every inhale here, find length in your spine. Draw the tummy button in to give yourself space to twist. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Invite that twist into the body. And then hold it there for 3 more breaths. Lovely. Inhale, come back to the center. Steady yourself there in the middle and then breathe in. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, we'll turn to the right this time. So left hand comes to the outside of that right leg. Maybe that right hand takes hold of the back of the chair. Draw your tummy in. Sit up nice and straight. Exhale to twist around. Relax the shoulders as you exhale. Lovely. And inhale to come back through center. Bring that left hand to the outside of the right leg ahead of you. We're going to inhale to send that right arm up and then exhale to lean across to the side. So keeping that right shoulder as open as you can here. If this feels too intense, bring that, bend that arm, just bring it to the top or the back of your head there. So inviting this side stretch into the body, we're going to imagine that we're sending our breath into those side ribs. Inhale, slowly come back up through center, straighten the spine in the middle there, and then right hand comes to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, left arm comes across the body to invite that side stretch down the left hand side of the body. Couple of deep breaths. Lovely. Inhale yourself back up to sitting. Lovely. You're going to inhale, send the arms wide and up. Exhale, reaching forward. So send those arms forward towards me, rounding down over the legs. Doesn't matter where you get to, but when you get there and you're in a forward fold over your legs, just stay there for a moment. Send the breath as we did before in that cat-cow movement into the back of the body here. Allow the head and the neck to relax. Lovely, and then slowly begin to walk your hands back up your legs, uncurling your spine, vertebra by vertebra, until you're coming to sit back up straight. Let's bring our arms down alongside our body, have palms face forward. Sit up nice and straight in your seated mountain pose here. Feet really flat on the ground, and press into your feet as you sit here, so that you really feel the ground beneath your feet. Maybe you can even feel each toe pressing down. Press the big toe, the ball of that big toe, down into the ground or your book or whatever you have your feet resting on. And then press the ball of your foot into the ground. Lift the toes slightly. And then the heels. Press the heels down into the ground and then relax your feet. Just feel that connection with the ground. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, relax your shoulders. Perhaps close down your eyes for the next couple of breaths and notice how your body feels after moving a little bit already in this class. Lovely. Relax your arms down alongside your body. We're going to breathe in here and lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Draw them back towards each other, and as you exhale, release the shoulder blades down the back. Allow the shoulders to relax. Do that a couple of times. Inhale, shoulders come up to ears. Draw them back towards each other, and then exhale, release them down the back of the body. So moving slowly and mindfully here as you breathe. Really feeling into those shoulder joints. Invite that sense of relaxation into the body with every exhale. That balance between the tension that we're putting in on the exhale and the relaxation we're allowing our body to feel as we exhale. One more. Release tension, exhale, shoulder blades down the back of the body. We're going to do that the other way, but bend at the elbows. Bring elbows close to the body, palms face up in front of you. Then as we inhale, we're going to draw our elbows back and towards each other so that the shoulder blades come towards each other at the bottom of the shoulder blades, at the base there. Inhale to draw your shoulder blades all the way up the back of the body. And then as you bring them forward, exhale, release them down the front of the body. So we're basically rolling the shoulders in the other direction, involving the whole shoulder blades, elbows together. Inhale, draw them up the back of the body, forward, and exhale, release them down at the front there. That's it. Our shoulders take so much abuse, don't they? Shopping bags and stretching up, and we don't often think about them very much until something goes wrong. So inviting this slow, mindful movement into the shoulders, just keeping them moving forwards and backwards, really helpful. Inhale, squeeze them together at the top there. Exhale, relax them down the front. Relax your arms there. And then let's start taking some wrist turns. So hands out in front of you, keep that bend at the elbow. Just you can involve the fingers here. Mine are clicking, by the way, crackling like breaking twigs. Don't panic if you can hear that too. Turn back the other way. That's just little pockets of air releasing as it's a movement that we don't normally do very often. Really good to keep the wrists and the fingers moving like this as well, especially if you have any arthritis in the hands. Just do this every day. That's it. Just give the fingers an extra wee wiggle there. Imagine you're playing a piano or something. And then shake out the hands, shake out the arms until you can really feel that energy in the arms. And then relax the hands in the lap. Maybe close down the eyes again for a couple of deeper breaths. Come back to that breath. And notice how you feel, how your arms feel, how your shoulders feel. Sit up nice and straight. Remind yourself to do that if you've gone back into that slouching business again. Come slightly forward on your chair, your spine away from the back of the chair. Sit up nice and straight. Imagine that the crown of your head is lifting up towards the ceiling there. Lovely. And we're going to take some circles with the arms. So releasing that left arm down alongside the body. And two options here. We can use the whole arm to bring it up and around behind us. Or we can take hold of the shoulder. Elbow does the work for us here. So inhaling, elbow comes up, exhaling, back down the body. So that's a gentler form of circling that we can do for our shoulder. Or we can do this whole arm movement here. Inhaling, exhaling to release it down the back. One more of those and then we'll swap the direction there. So we breathe in as the arm comes up the back, all the way over, and exhale as it comes forward and down. Don't forget that gentler option, just holding onto the shoulder, leading with the elbow. You can still connect your breath to that movement if that's the option that you're choosing to take. That's it. One more, and then release that arm. We'll do that on the other side. So right arm this time comes up at the front as you breathe in. Exhale, release it down the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Lovely, and then we'll go back the other way. So breathing in and breathing out as it comes forward and down. If you don't have any issues with your shoulder, you can really stretch through this, making that circle as big as you can. If you're experiencing any shoulder pain, just pop those fingertips onto the shoulder and take a gentler form of this rotation, leading with the elbow, but still breathing in as the elbow comes up. Exhale as it comes down the front. One more. Lovely. Relax that. We're going to breathe in. Send those arms wide and up. Look up towards your hands. Exhale. Reach forward all the way down over the legs. And then push through the feet as you breathe in. Send your arms wide. Come all the way up. Hold the tummy in. Look up. Exhale. Hands back to heart center. Inhale, do that a couple more times. Look up, exhale, reaching forward, all the way down. Inhale, push through the feet, draw the tummy in, arms out, wide, up overhead. Exhale, draw hands back to heart center. Once more. Breathe out to reach forward. Inhale as you push through the feet, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and let's just stay like this for a moment, just lightly pushing those palms together, shoulders down away from the ears, sitting up nice and straight. Crown of the head is lifting up, Feel your feet on the ground as we did before. Maybe close down the eyes and just come back to your breath. Relax the tummy as you breathe in, allow that space, and then as you breathe out, at the end of that exhale, draw the tummy in. Will be your next couple of breaths. With every exhale, just say the word relax to yourself as you breathe out. Try and make that word last as long as your breath out. Connecting a single word or a mantra, as it's sometimes called, to your breath can be a really powerful tool for relaxation and calming down the mind. So breathe in, take all of that vital energy into your body. As you breathe out that word, relax. Relax the shoulders, let that word last as long as your exhale. Relax the hands into the lap as well now. Sitting up nice and straight. With your eyes still closed, if you had them closed, you can begin to take some small circles with the neck here. So just feeling into all the different parts of your neck. Releasing any tension. Notice if you hear any clicks here in this neck joint as we move it. Any niggles, just go as slowly and smoothly as you like, and you can connect this movement to your breath as well. Inhaling as your head comes up one side, exhaling as it comes down the other side. Lovely, slow it down, and when your chin is next down at your chest, we'll just leave it there for a moment. Feel that length in the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, make that neck as long as possible. And then slowly begin to circle back the other way. So lifting your head up little by little, gradually increasing the size of those circles to feel into all parts of the neck. If you do these classes regularly with me, you'll recognize all of these movements, done a very familiar sequence today through the body. And that repetition of movement can be so good, so valuable for building up muscle memory and strengthening the body. Every time we use those muscles and move those joints. Now building on that the last time we did it, strengthening the body. When we relax in between poses, our body's resting, it's restoring, recovering, the muscles are strengthening. Lovely. One more big circle, and then arrive with your chin down at your chest again. Clasp your hands out ahead of you this time and really stretch your arms forward. Couple of breaths into the back of the body. And then release the hands. We'll take that movement that we did before, taking hold of the back of the chair, come forward in your chair. You might want to wriggle forward a little, open up the chest once more. Lead with the chest and look up ahead of you, open up the shoulders, breathe into that space at the front of the body. Notice if this feels any different to how it did when we did it at the start of the class there. Lovely, and then relax. Come back to sitting just up straight in your chair. I'm going to take a neck stretch on each side here. So sitting up nice and straight, just begin to let that left ear come down towards the left shoulder. Relax the shoulders though, don't drag the shoulders up towards the ears. So left ear's coming down towards the left shoulder. Think about where you're feeling that stretch in your neck. If you really enjoy this stretch, The right arm can drop down alongside the body, just intensifying that stretch. If you want an even deeper stretch, the left arm can come up and over the head just to cradle that right ear. And just use the natural weight of your arm here to draw the neck down into a deeper stretch. Just don't drag on the head, so we're not pulling the neck, not forcing it in any way. Take some deep, slow breaths. Lovely. On your next inhale, release that hand. You can even use it to support the head back up to the center if you like, being super gentle with your neck. And then allow that right ear to come down the other side. Just feel into that neck. Doesn't have to be a really deep stretch, but just notice where you feel that. Relax the shoulders. And then if you enjoy that, that left arm can come away from your body, just fingertips stretching out away from you. Deeper stretch still, that right arm can come up and over, cradle the head. Allow that natural weight of your arm just to draw your head down into that deeper stretch. Couple more deep, steady breaths here. Lovely. And then gently release that inhale, draw your head back up to center. Relax your hands. Give a couple of shoulder shrugs just to release any tension there. Well done. And then we'll come just to doing a few of our rolls forward again before we take some relaxation. So inhaling, send arms wide and up, look up. As you exhale, reaching forward, rounding down over the legs. Press through the feet, inhale, draw the tummy in, all the way up, look up. And exhale, let's roll forward again, keep it going. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale to reach forward, round down over the legs. Inhale, press through the feet, come all the way up. Once more, exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, press through the feet all the way up, look up. And exhale, reset your hands at heart center. Lovely. We're going to take one exciting warrior pose in our chairs before we come into this time of relaxation. So keeping that left leg bent ahead of you and the foot flat on the ground there. The right foot can just come down aside of you. If you want to turn in your chair here, you can do, creating space and stretching out that right leg ahead of you. Feel free to do that. That's super intense for the hips and the legs. You'll need to twist yourself on your chair here. A really good way to do this is to just slightly turn your chair so that the corner is here between your legs. It makes it a little bit easier if you're going to go for it, stretching out that right leg behind you. But if that's too intense for you, keep that foot bent. So we're in a sort of almost as if we were seated walking, both legs bent, as long as you're looking over that front leg here. And then let's bring our arms up parallel to the ground here. So the left arm is out ahead of you, right arm back behind you, palms stretching out, fingers stretched out, and bring your gaze over that front middle finger. Take a few breaths here, either with legs bent like as I have, or if you really want to push into this warrior two pose, straighten out that back leg. Arms parallel to the ground. Take a few steady breaths here. Hold in your tummy here. This is what's going to give you all the stability in this pose. Holding yourself upright, the crown of the head is lifting. Don't worry if that feels too intense. Bring that back leg in bent. 2 more breaths. As you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath in and then relax it, and we'll turn it round the other way. If you turned your chair a little like I did, you can do it back the other way. If you're unable to turn your chair, just turn yourself slightly in your chair. So this time that right leg is bent, foot flat on the ground there. You can keep this left leg just relaxed and bent under you, or you can straighten it out, pushing out through the back edge of that back foot there, straightening through that leg. Sit up really nice and straight. If that's too intense for your hip, this is pretty intense, this pose, relax that knee back in, just bring it folded in. That's it. So this time bring that right arm out in front of you, fingers spread wide, stretching that arm out, palm down to the ground, sit up nice and straight, and then the back arm can come up behind you as well. Palm face down to the ground. Take a few breaths here as you look forward over that front middle finger. Bring your attention back to your breath as you hold this pose. Try not to move too much. We'll find stillness for just a few breaths here. Stretch your fingertips out away from each other. Lovely. Exhale, relax the hands, come to sitting forward in the chair, couple of shoulder shrugs, and then take these rocks from side to side with the knees. A few wobbles from side to side, relaxing any tension that's built up in the hips there. You can really allow each knee to drop in. Lovely. And then make yourself comfortable in your chair. So you can allow your back to connect with the back of the chair. Allow your legs to just come out in front of you, your feet to slide forward. Hands resting in your lap. Adjust your shoulder blades so that you're completely comfortable in your chair. Drop your chin ever so slightly towards your chest so that you're not putting any effort into holding your head up. And then relax your breathing. So I've been doing some really deep, steady breathing throughout the whole class. But you can relax that now. Let the breath just flow quite naturally in and out. Allow all the muscles in your face to completely relax. If you feel that you need to screw up the muscles in your face, screw your face into a tiny ball, and then let that completely relax. And let your shoulders relax. Notice if you are holding any tension anywhere in your body. Perhaps your tummy is still holding on to tension from all of that breathing, that last pose that we did. So let that go, let your tummy relax, and your body feel quite heavy in the chair. We're going to take a few moments of complete relaxation, and then I'll close the practice together at the end of that. You can allow your eyes to close if they're not already. As always, if you are enjoying this relaxation and feel that that's what your body needs more of, then feel free to just switch off and continue that rest. But if you need to get on with your day, Then come to close the practice with me. Begin to deepen your breath slightly and take a little bit of gentle movement through the body. Perhaps clench your hands up, your face again, lift your feet, start to move a little bit and build up to a full body stretch in your chair. So you can slide your bottom forward, you can stretch your arms overhead, your legs out away from you. Look up. Enjoy breathing into that length down the whole front of your body there. And then as you breathe out, slide your legs in and come to sitting back up straight just once more to finish this practice. You can finish it with your hands just resting in your lap or pressing your palms together at heart center. Sitting up nice and straight, shoulders away from the ears, and just dropping the chin slightly towards the chest so that your spine is long here. Take a really big breath in and release it with a sigh. And take a moment just to reflect on how you feel at the end of this practice. You know what you came into this practice with, all those things on your mind, all those plans. And no doubt we'll go back to them, but if we can take a little bit of that space and calm with us as we go through into the rest of the day or your week, then it's done its work. So the light in me honours the light in you when I say namaste at the end of this practice. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that practice and do feel the benefit of it. If you have any questions at all or concerns, then please just type us a little message and I'll try and answer that for you if I can. So anyway, I hope wherever you are, you have a great week, and I hope to see you again this time next week for another practice. Thanks very much.